Record the Movie Podcast, where Sean
and Mampy.
what you took shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what? We
We watched Cucukoo, directed by Hergen Durbin.
Urban Durbins.
What is his name?
Hog and Das.
It's Hagen-Dazs?
His last name is Andas.
His name is Andas.
Andas.
Vamp, I wrote down all the things except the director's name.
His name is, I'm going to keep guessing, Turnal Slick, or maybe Figgle.
Tillman Singer.
That's what I was going to say next.
Believe it or not, I had a German exchange partner named Tillman.
Ooh, Tillman.
It wasn't Tillman Singer, it was Tillman Bock.
Oh, I see.
Kommt aus Weinheim. He's from Weinheim, Germany, and he was a nice guy. He was in punk rock.
Das ist sehr gut.
Dankeschön.
Mhm, ja.
Vielen Dank für die schöne Wörter. We watched Cucukoo, directed by Tillman Singer.
Tillman.
And go ahead and tell me, since we're not going to spoil yet,
Yeah.
how did you feel about this movie?
So I was excited from the trailer. I was like, oh, like
Trailer's
freaky.
really good.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, interesting.
Trailer's
Creepy.
very solid. In the trailer, there's lots of really good kind of graphic, not violence, but just like graphically it looks cool. Like
Yeah.
they show Gretchen, the main character, with like various outfits that are pretty
Yeah.
cool, and she has various like head dressings
Mm-hmm.
and arm things. Dan Stevens is in it, and we
Yeah.
like him,
Classic guy.
even though he's still never been in one good movie.
Not one. One day.
He's so amazing. Why
One
isn't he
day.
in good movies?
You know, I think his best has to be The Invention of Christmas, where he played Charles Dickens writing A Christmas Carol.
Sounds awesome.
Pretty cool. He has to do it to save his family from... He had like a week to do it, and he was like, I don't know, ghosts. It's crazy.
Is that is
I
this
guess
based on
so.
reality, or
This
does
is
they
what
just fucking make it up?
Hey, if you can trust a movie, then...
I mean, I really like A Christmas Carol. I
Me too.
read it every year just because it is quite uplifting. But
Well, now you know it saved his family's lives.
do you think it really did? Hey, who cares?
Who knows?
Dan Stevens is not only in bad movies, but he's just in almost all bad movies.
But he's almost always the best part of the bad movie.
He's good.
Yeah, he's
He's
good
a funny
guy.
actor. Mm-hmm. He seems to always try his very best with whatever crazy accent they make him do.
Yeah.
He's handsome.
Got it.
Why?
Why has he not reached the top?
Truly.
Who knows?
Truly. Like, he's not as old as Gosling. He can play the Gosling parts
Yeah, what the
that
heck?
Gosling isn't playing.
Fall Guy 2.
Absolutely. Okay,
Could
so
be
how was
good.
this movie? Sorry.
Oh, right.
Cut you off.
No, yeah, the trailer made me go, ooh, wow, that looks
Good trailer.
fun and funky, fresh. The cool, like, font and stuff. I was like, okay. this could be
Germany.
Good. Germany. We
It's
love
scary.
that. It's scary. I mean, the bike, her riding the bike at night and something chasing her, I was like, ooh, this is kind of creaky. But here's the thing. You go in the theater,
Yeah.
10 minutes in, you're like, oh, it's one of these movies,
Ooh.
not one of the trailered movies.
Oh, what
know?
did you think? What did you think it was going to be versus what it is?
Like a kind of fast horror, like, ooh, this is like it's contained, but it's like kind of going, like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like once it starts, it's going. But
Yeah.
this was more of a really weird stuff happens that can't be explained, and we're just gonna keep on living like it ain't happening.
Yeah.
And it keeps on going, and you're like, oh. It had good stuff, I will say,
There were a few good things.
but it just didn't quite do it for me.
I don't know if I was especially sleepy or if it was boring.
It was boring.
But there were definitely some times where I was like, it was weird because I like kind of had to go to the bathroom, but I thought like, okay, finally they're gonna show the thing
Yes.
that all of this has been leading up to, because it's all very mysterious, sort of, and they keep on showing things that sort of feel like they might be the thing.
Maybe, yeah.
But they don't really reveal them in any way where it's like, wow, that's the thing.
Oh.
It's just kind of like, here's the thing. And you're like, okay.
All right.
I guess there's that thing. And then they show another thing, and they're like, oh, but don't forget that this thing is related to that other thing. You're like, okay.
Okay. Yeah. More of me just sitting at home.
I definitely yawned.
Yeah. It was one of those where
of times.
I invited two people to see it with me, right?
Ooh.
And then I was starting to, halfway through, I was looking over like, oh shit, I hope
Sorry,
this
guys.
picks up. And it just kind of, even when it
doesn't
picked
pick
up,
up.
it was like,
It really doesn't pick up.
no, it just kind of keeps happening.
Yeah. Even when... Okay. Do we have anything? Even when it's supposed to pick up,
Yeah.
it doesn't really pick up.
Yeah,
This is a very vague thing. This is the story. Spoiler free.
spoiler free.
Gretchen moves to somewhere in the Alps. It seems like she's in the Alsace region because they're talking about how close they are to France. And she's with her sort of parents, her real dad, Luis, and her fake mom, Beth. And her sort of sister, Alma, who cannot speak, but uses the robot phone to speak for her
Yes.
sometimes. And there's mysterious things going on in this town. First of all, the first man they meet is Herr König, played by Dan Stevens. And Dan Stevens, as Herr König, is a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's a German guy, so already weird, but he's even weirder because he's a weird dude. He's like, hello, how are you doing? And he talks in that kind of, this guy must be creepy in some way, German.
Yep.
And Gretchen gets a job at the hotel where her parents are designing another part of the hotel.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like these plot things
Yep.
that they mention but don't really happen ever. But
Yeah.
they do mention them.
They're just there to explain away any weirdness. They're like, oh, no, they're just working on another thing.
What they're doing is working on a thing.
And they need to live here because of
They've
that.
got to work on this thing, or else they can't live here because of the thing. And one thing that Herr König is very, very clear about is, I will pick you up at the end of the day.
Yes.
Do not ride your bike. It's very dangerous to ride your bike. And she rides her bike, which is a mistake.
Because she's a bit of a rebel. Let's be honest.
She listens to punk rock. Mm-hmm. Well, not really punk rock. She listens to kind of like goth, like sort of surf goth kind of.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like that music that like people you find kind of boring
Yeah.
listen to.
Yes.
Where they're
yes.
like, my personality is gray. And you're like, well,
Okay. All right.
you don't have to do that.
Yeah. You
You can have like you can have even like a taupe or like a tan personality or something and
Yes.
not be super duper boring. But they're like, no, my personality is gray.
Yeah.
And I'm into music where it's like,
Bow, 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 bow.
dum dum da da dum dum ba dum da. Okay, and you go,
Something
okay,
like that.
well,
all right.
I mean, if this was in a Twin Peaks episode, I would care about it, but
Sure.
it's not in a Twin Peaks episode, so I do not give a fuck.
I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. And
And then spoilers start to happen.
spoilers start out. Yeah. Then spoilers.
There's something out there. And then from now on, we start to spoil.
Yeah.
I will say, if you're looking for a kind of slow burn that never starts burning, it's not awful.
No.
It looks pretty good, and some of the ideas are okay. The fact that they're in the Alps is nice. Like, there's some cool looking things
Looks
in the Alps.
beautiful out there.
That's about it. Those are the positive things I can say about it in a non-spoilery way.
And I don't even blame them for advertising it more as, like, straight-up horror, because how else are you going to get people to watch this movie?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do you want to sit for 2.5 hours and, like, kind of stuff happens?
I think it's an hour and 40
I know,
minutes, right?
but it just feels like, it's like,
feel long.
all right, another scene. I just never like in movies where, like, stuff starts getting weird and then it just, like, calms down. Everyone's like, nah. It's like, well, if you are injured... like, you can't just be like, nah. It just was like, huh? Yeah,
you should have some sort of reaction to being nearly fatally injured.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just go about your day kind of,
Little
hey, how's it going? I was near fatally injured. Yeah. I'm fine now.
And then I got near fatally injured again, but we're still just hanging out.
I keep getting near fatally injured 20 or 40 times, and I'm fine.
I did like how effed up. She just keeps getting effed up.
She gets completely effed up.
Dang, dude.
And now... spoilers.
Oh, yes.
Every moment from here on is a spoiler.
Entering the danger zone.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Your ass.
Spoilers are coming. Spoilers
for
now.
Cucukoo. Spoilers for Cucukoo.
Am I doing the Regal?
Oh, yeah.
Lady?
Yes. Regal. Does your Regal still play the roller coaster?
Yes.
Mine doesn't. It's
What?
not playing the roller coaster. I was like, that's the whole point of me coming to this place.
I truly think that they should start doing the old roller coaster.
Yeah, I love that one.
Just bring back the old one.
It was so good.
Now, it doesn't... I mean, it won't be the same.
No,
but it'll
no,
be
no.
sort of the same.
There was a time, the old one that I remember, it would also cut to stuff that would be like, and be quiet during the movie.
Yeah.
And then it would go, and be respectful by disposing of trash.
Yes.
And it goes, shh.
I remember that.
We need this stuff because people are trashing the theaters.
Yes.
Making all kinds of ruckus.
Yes.
What I want is a robot that senses when people are being disruptive and shoots a dart into their neck and they pass out.
That sounds fine.
That seems fair. You're ruining this experience, so we are going to knock you out so you don't even know, but you'll wake up at some point.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Unless it's cuckoo.
Then, yeah.
Say all you want.
Yeah, we might want some energy to keep us
need
all.
a little help
Yeah.
getting through cuckoo. But we're not talking bad yet.
No. We
Because
talking
right
good.
now we are at the Beef Lamb Euro. We're talking about the best and the other best and the okay parts of Cucukoo, directed by Tilman Singer.
Tilman Singer.
Ich komme aus Deutschland und mein Name ist Tilman Singer.
Oh.
My favorite part of this movie, Cuckoo, was the bike scene.
Ooh, yeah.
I think this was the only part where I was even a little bit scared.
Yeah, like, oh, shit.
This is the only part where I was like, okay, they're doing a thing.
Yeah, something's happening.
Something's happening, and also something is happening that is, at least in some way, novel.
Yeah.
Like, basically what is happening is she has defied the good advice of Herr Koenig.
Herr Koenig.
Who we know now turns out to not be a good person.
He ain't good.
And may, in fact, spoiler alert, be an evil scientist.
Yep.
But for some reason he doesn't want her to go out. Who knows why.
Yeah.
But she's riding her bike. She sees something strange out in the darkness.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that a person running?
Perhaps a hooded
And then
woman?
they've got this cool shot of her riding through the streetlights.
Yes.
And you see like a really cool POV. Well, it's not even a POV. It's like a really cool kind of looking down past her body.
Yeah.
And seeing all the shadows as she passes through the lights. And you see just her cycling, the shadow of her body cycling. And they do that a few times, and then you see like a hand, the shadow of a hand reaching out, and you're like, oh, shit.
And she looks down like, huh?
Oh?
She had glasses, she'd take them off, she'd go, what?
You mean to say, oh, there's a monster? and the monster goes,
There is a monster.
and it has little red eyes for some reason.
Me. Yeah.
And that part was scary.
Yeah, I was like, holy moly.
She falls off, right? What happens after that?
I think she just screams, and then she rides to the hospital,
That's what happens.
jumps off, and then the lady's like chasing her. She's like, let me out, let me.
And then she hits her head.
Yeah, she runs into.
She hurts herself. She turns around so fast
Yeah.
that she cracks
The glass.
the window of ambulance. No, it's not an ambulance. It's a hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh dang, and she's
Yeah.
like, ooh, and she
And she
pulls
starts
out
bleeding.
her butterfly knife, and she's like, stay back, and it's like,
I'm from America,
yeah,
and I like that scene.
yeah, that was the best scene for
It
sure.
was the one. That was the one in the trailer where I was like, "Oh, this looks awesome."
Ooh, what is this movie?
Because I think the teaser trailer or one of the first trailers they showed was mostly that scene.
yeah, and you're just like, whoa, what is
Wow,
this?
this is fucking awesome.
And they did that thing where they like cool music, and you're like, ooh, cuckoo, gonna
Yeah.
be cool.
This is gonna be cool. Cool.
If it had only been that scene, I would have left like, wow, that was a pretty good scene.
Yeah.
Man, maybe they should start doing that. We just go and see a scene.
I mean, it'd be fine
Yeah. Scenes.
if they.
The cinema.
They don't, of course, do this anymore. But at some point in the I think it was the 80s or maybe early 90s, there was this thing called Terror in the Aisles,
Oh, whoa.
where they would just show like a scene from a scary movie, but they would show it was like a compilation film
Oh,
that
interesting.
they released. It's like, hey, here's a few scenes from different movies, and they're scary. Isn't it fun?
That's fun.
And I feel like it was, I don't think it was Elvira, but it was someone Elvira-esque who hosted and was like, hey, here's this next scene from Cucukoo.
Yeah, that's fun.
I mean, they won't do that ever.
I like that
Might
idea.
be fun.
It's kind of
Better than watching Cuckoo,
I
certainly.
know, because sometimes you don't want to lock into an idea for the whole duration. If it was just a short little
No.
bloop. Because a lot of times movies are like, now let's explain everything about this weird thing. And the more they do, the less you like the movie. And you're like, just let it be.
And unless it makes
weird.
sense.
Yeah, you're like, what? Yeah, because then
So-
it's like forcing you to logically connect stuff. And then you're like, well, now this doesn't work because you've already made me do this. So
Yeah.
And you're like,
this is a really repeat offender of like telling you more and
Yeah.
making you understand less.
yeah.
Oh, she's been impregnated by the monster gene, so now she can scream and cause loops in this space
Yeah.
time continuum.
Continue.
But they're aliens.
Aliens? I
And then
don't
they-
know. Yeah.
And then one guy's trying to kill them, and one guy's trying to keep it alive. But then one guy wants to kill one lady, and one guy wants to save the same
Yeah.
lady. So that
It's kind of got Watchers vibes with these
Yes.
creatures that blend in.
yeah, it's just like, oh, I don't know, there's some shit.
yeah, there's some shit.
Hey, some shit happened. And
Dare I say I enjoyed Watchers more? Isn't that's a big thing to say?
I feel like I was much less bored.
Yeah,
during
at
Watchers.
least not bored.
I don't think I enjoyed Watchers that much, but I wasn't like, okay, what
As
the fuck is this?
yeah, wait, what the hell?
At least when they, in Watchers, spoiler alert, when they revealed that it was an actual fairy tale, I was like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah,
That's
he's
great.
like,
I love
"All right,
that.
Yeah.
This movie that seems like a fairy tale, well, it's actually about fairies.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh shit! But these fairies
Classic.
are not nice. They're gonna kill you.
They're bad boys.
Bad boy. Sorry, I guess we spoiled that movie too.
I said spoiler alert.
Okay, good. See, I'm not. You know me. I'm an agent of chaos. I will
Truly,
just say
spoilers for
whatever.
any movie.
Yeah, any movie that has ever happened.
Yeah.
We may say it. The shark gets blown up. That type of thing. We will say it.
That's in Inflatable Shark the movie.
Yes, inflatable shark. The shark gets blown up.
Oh, I blew it. I'm like, never do that.
Never. Just wait Straight to the end. All right. God, he's been doing this for a while.
This thing is big. I'm going to take a 25-minute break and have a sandwich.
Yeah.
And you follow him into the house. And he's like he puts the bologna on it. He smears some mustard on it.
Ooh.
It's like Jean Dielman, but maybe more happens.
Yeah, maybe more.
With all due respect to Jean Dielman.
There's so many movies where
The
you're just
greatest
like,
movie of all time,
you just go,
according to Sight and Sound.
is anything going to happen in this movie?
Well, at least the point of Jean Dielman
Yeah.
is that nothing happens.
It's like you're just sitting there. You're with
Yeah,
it.
man.
Just be with the movie. The
Yeah.
conflict arises when you go, oh, is anything going to happen? No, just sit there. Just accept
That's in your
that
brain, man.
Nothing happened.
That's what the movie is about, is you being like, fuck.
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 Yeah. What the fuck?
I fucking hate this.
Yeah. There's been a lot of movies this year that I've been having that experience with. It's training me, you know. I have to get used to things that I just don't like. I just go, all right, I just don't like it. That's just the way it is. I accept it.
Sometimes it's fun because then you can go, oh, well, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, you know.
For instance, was there anything good about this movie? Did you like anything about this movie?
I liked how it was shot. I thought, like, it did, like, pull me in a little
What is
bit.
this, Michael?
Oh, wow, look at that hair. I mean, the listener cannot see.
Too
but-
much. Sorry, I need a little ponytail up front.
No, I mean, if you look at this angle from my head from up top, it looks really intense. So I've been facing the camera, just facing forward. So
I'm just going to hold it back.
Just hold your hair back. Sean is now holding his hair. His hand is on his head. For
Like
the
I'm
listener.
about to puke.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta hold your hair back. Folks, we're gonna take a break from the movie talk. If you are about to throw up from what we are saying, make sure if you have long hair, hold your hair back while you throw up.
Imagine, isn't there a superhero that has that power? He can make people puke?
I think so. There's gotta be.
It's a good power.
It really is. Puke
I
man.
mean, you're fucked if you're puking.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Fight back? Yeah. Just still attacking. That would be pretty
Very
cool.
difficult.
It is.
If you're out there listening or watching, tweet at us at Food Court Cast. Is there a superhero that can force you to puke?
Yes. And if you're out there puking,
Yeah.
good luck. And make sure to hold your hair back.
Also, can a superhero that forces you to puke defeat any creature, right?
I think so.
It would like if Galactus or fucking Thanos or
Yeah.
Doctor Doom or whoever. Doctor Doom would be especially bad because he's like puking into his mask.
He drowns in his mask. That'd be insane. Holy shit. Thanks, Puke Man. No problem. See you next
No
time.
problem.
And the way he
He
flies.
pukes a little bit while he's talking.
I was thinking how he flies, he projectile vomits away. And he-
But he kind of flies back.
yeah.
He flies feet first because
Yeah.
he's puking. Great character. If it isn't a
love it.
character, it's a great
gotta
character.
be. Now I
what's
would watch
good about
that.
this
Let's
movie?
start watching those type of movies. Okay, so
Hey, if you're listening, Cucukoo fans,
yeah,
make that movie instead.
yeah.
Hallo Tillmann Singer.
Tillmann.
An die nächsten Film. Bitte machen eine Pukemann.
Pukeman.
Dankeschön.
I will say I at first liked the cut to the throat of the creature.
Yes.
Oh, I was like, that's kind of fun, like intense, like.
I didn't know what was happening, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Eventually, I found out, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah. And I liked how it looked when like things were shaking, like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the loop effect was fun.
It was.
It was confusing at first, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
It was cool.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh."
I will say it was another one of those things where it was like it was cool and I liked it, and then I didn't know why it was happening,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure. Was I supposed to know?
It's like they briefly are like they briefly say something about like it puts you in a trance, but I guess it's just it doesn't really make any sense. Alien
Yeah, aliens can make
voices.
you loop in time,
I guess, or whatever. I don't know.
or aliens can make you think you're looping in time.
Yeah, you're just really just sitting there like, oh, because you have to be looping in time in order for them to inseminate you with their jelly. That's what the movie's about.
Yep. It's true. It's all true.
Cuckoo. It's cuckoo, man. This idea is nuts.
It's really though feminism because it's lady
All ladies.
all ladies procreation. No need for men except for the man with the gun.
Yeah, you gotta have him.
Yes, sorry I cut you off again.
No.
What's the best? Did we find a best part?
Sorry, yeah. I mean, it's hard for me not to pick the one you picked, so I'm
Hey,
gonna.
that could be your favorite.
It is my favorite, but I'll pick another one just for the sake of it. There is a scene where our main lady, Gretchen, is now trapped by Herr Koenig in this, what looks like a pool area, but it's really, there's just a bed. And she's just like slowly watching as like the door opens and like one of the creatures is coming.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, spicy. And then she starts looping and she's like, oh, fuck. And you're like, what could she do? And it's very funny, but I liked it. The creature comes up behind Gretchen and just like smacks her on both sides of her head and goes, punk! And she just falls. I was like, holy crap. But it was funny too, I will say. I don't know
This
if
is how
that
they
was...
attack people is they do the poom with the two sides of the head.
I want to try it. I wonder if it works.
Yeah. I want to try putting people into a
Yes.
loop trance with my scream.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to win a fight when they think they're not seeing you at all.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
I have one other thing that I liked.
Okay.
And then I might run out. I like Dan Stevens.
Yeah, he's great. I thought so. I mean, with what he had, obviously.
Yes. The character I don't understand. It's
Yeah, it's confusing.
It's the same as all of the other stuff in the movie where it's like, okay, so he's a mad scientist who's working with aliens to something.
To something, yeah.
He does something but he is like funny and weird.
Yes, I love how weird he is in the movie.
Yeah.
And his little flute is so goofy. It's like, this is insanity.
That's how he soothes the savage
Yes.
monster ladies.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And there's a great scene where Gretchen is like, she comes back home and the mom and dad are like talking to Herr Koenig and he's comforting her stepsister. And then he starts saying really bizarre stuff. And Gretchen's like, hello? Like, do you not see that this is insane? And I like that. I was like, this is funny.
What is the exact words are really just like, that's a weird way to say that.
That's a weird
Something like that.
I
It's
like
funny.
that. I was like, it's nice to have someone on our side being like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
truly wouldn't have minded more of that.
Yeah, more of that, please.
Are there any other things you liked? Because I'm ready to talk shit.
Car crash.
Car crash was
I was
frightening.
like, ooh.
When the blood is like,
yeah.
it's like running down. She's upside down. Gretchen is upside down. The blood is running into her eyeball, and she's blinking, and then the blood's on her eye, and you're
she's
like, oh, fuck. And then there's the monster, and he goes,
Yeah, I guess it was going to try to jelly her as well.
yeah, that bitch was going to get you.
She was going to get you.
That bitch is going to get you. You know what the worst part of this movie is,
Yes,
though?
let's flip to bad.
You know what sucks about this piece of shit?
Yeah.
My low main, there's a bunch, but my most low main is the monster. Even when it's different monsters, they make the same scream every time.
Yeah.
The same exact scream. Like it sounds like it could be the same file
Yeah, just...
that they just played over and over again.
Yeah.
And it screams a lot.
Yes.
So it's incredibly repetitive.
Yeah. Very.
And it's not something where, like, it seems like a thing where, like, maybe it gets closer and it has a different sound. Or at least since there's two different monsters, one's scream sounds different.
Yes, exactly.
Or, like, there's something about sound design where, like, you understand the power of the... If they're like, hey, this thing screams and then something happens.
Yes, yeah.
Like, oh, there's some lady and she can break glass with her scream in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get the sound design right, you hear it and you go, well, that's obviously not really breaking glass, but
Yeah.
it makes me think that it can break glass.
Yeah.
And this scream doesn't feel like it could put someone in a trance.
No,
For whatever,
yeah, it just
whatever
was-
that scream would sound like, I'm not convinced by
Yeah.
the sound that they made.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
Because it's just like,
You're like, oh, God.
you're like, okay, well,
It's just abrasive.
that's kind of spooky.
Yeah.
And then it keeps happening, and you're like, okay. It seems like there should be some, like, at least once people are under the spell, the scream takes on different resonances,
Yeah.
or I don't know how to do it correctly,
Yeah.
but I just don't think that they did it correctly.
It didn't-
Especially since it's very, very important.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing.
The scream is this great power that controls everyone around it,
Yeah.
except for Dan Stevens, pretty much.
Yes.
So when that didn't work, I was just like, okay, we got a rough road ahead of us.
Yeah. It
That
was just
scream
weird. And
doesn't work.
they like kind of give away, like you would instantly know what's doing it, kind
Yeah.
of, and you're like, oh, that doesn't look very scary, and then
No.
it just continues to not be scary. So you're like, I just don't.
It's a lady with a raincoat,
Yeah.
and she's screaming,
Her eyes are glowing, but
and that is like maybe the only part that I liked about it.
yeah, I was like,
because
oh,
she
okay.
sort of has Terminator eyes.
Yes.
Now, she didn't have Terminator eyes when she took off the glasses, right?
They're like black with like red rings, so it was like, well, that's not glowing. It was
Yeah.
kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like another
felt
instance
like-
of like, well, that they didn't follow through with that.
Yeah, they were just like, this will be like stylistically cool, but
It absolutely was.
yeah, and they got it, but then it was like, then don't have her take her glasses off, maybe.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, and she just looks like a lady. Like she doesn't ever transform, nothing weird. You're just like,
They do one moment where like they pull her wig off,
yeah, and yeah,
and she's just got
bald hair.
she's just kind of balding.
And you're like,
she's got like
alright.
thin hair, and you're like, well, a lot of people have thin hair.
Yeah, no,
It's gonna make them fucking monsters.
I know.
Tillman singer.
Tillman.
Tillman singer.
Yeah, get it together. We
are
don't
coming for you,
shame
Tillman.
folks. Tillman.
So that's my least favorite part.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of also indicative of like the whole thing where it's like, you know, if this was banging on all cylinders, if this was really working,
Yeah.
like the scream would be like, oh,
Scary.
like I feel it. Like, oh no, I feel how
Yeah,
if
like,
I heard
oh,
this, I
shit.
would freeze or something.
like,
Something would happen to me.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't.
It's like
It doesn't do that.
in, you remember in It when
Yeah.
it turns and like has those eyes and the lights and what's his name, Bill Hader, like falls, and you're like, okay, I would probably have the same reaction.
Yeah.
If something like that's basically a giant mouth filled with giant teeth shot
fucked up.
a light, I'd go, oh.
Yeah.
But this didn't really fit. It was just like, I'd
No,
be like-
yeah, you hear the sound and you're like,
like,
well,
what the fuck is that?
if I heard that, I would just keep riding my bike and I'd be fine.
And I'd be riding it in a loop, and I'd never know that I was
Yeah,
being
it'd be
murdered.
okay.
Yeah.
It'd just be like in the Mouth of Madness with
Yeah.
a really cool loop where there's an upside down lady
Ooh, I love a loop.
and there's a dog with a man's head.
Yeah, man, that movie is messed up.
Really good movie.
Creepy.
Really good
That's
movie.
man. The part with the old lady in the house is so freaky.
Oh,
Ugh, creepy movie.
when Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 shoots himself in the head.
Oh,
Awesome.
oh,
Spoiler alert.
yeah. I like spoiler alerts after we say it. It's really good.
I mean, the true kill donkeys, the people who really listen to this show,
They've
if they
seen
haven't
it.
seen In the Mouth of Madness,
They're idiots. I mean, not.
they're
sorry.
fools.
Yeah.
No, you should see it. I don't know why you wouldn't have seen it, but before I had seen it, I hadn't seen it.
I
so
know that's true. I hadn't seen it, and then I saw it
It's awesome.
because of the pod. The
Really
pod.
fucking good movie.
It has opened so many doors
Yeah.
into worlds I would have never gone into. Some of the worlds I wish I hadn't. And
Yeah.
a lot of the worlds I'm glad I did. So
Not any financial world.
no, nothing
Obviously.
good, nothing positive has really come from this.
Nothing positive.
But nothing positive has really come from anything that, you know. So
Wow.
because if you're always creating duality, you know, positive negatives, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's always gonna be conflict. I don't deal with that anymore, you know? They're just doors, they're just windows. They're just opening. That's all that's happening. Anyway, my least favorite part of this movie,
The lo mein?
the lo mein of this picture.
Uh-huh.
Which I must stress yet again, I love lo mein. The noodles, God.
Noodles are good.
Why? I mean, I would eat Panda Express in the theater. If they made a Panda Express theater, I'm just sorry. I just had that thought. I went, man, I would love to eat lo mein while watching a movie.
I feel like it would be messy,
it would be very messy.
but that's okay.
Especially in 4DX. Can you imagine?
Oh my god.
Those noodles flying around.
We should have a 4DX screening where everybody's got a hot cup of coffee.
Yeah.
No lid.
Oh, yeah. That'd be incredible. Whoever has the most left at the end wins.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's a good game show.
Okay. Tweet at us. Give us enough money
Yeah.
to to recover from
Ooh.
third-degree burns.
We could call it like 40 espresso, and like they have the. I mean, the espresso would be really hard. It's so little.
Yeah.
Ow!
You know, we can make Americanos or something.
It's fine. Ramen.
Pardon me.
Bowl of ramen.
Pardon me.
I just want things like that, like soups, broths, noodles, things, anything that can fly all over you would be really nice. Anyway, this is just ideas. All better than the worst part of this movie.
The lo mein?
The low main of the picture.
Even though you do like lo mein.
Yeah, even though, look, I can't stress it. What if we do it in a loop? Ah, the thing's making us. The low main of this picture.
Even though you no.
Even that would be so funny. You just never stop the whole podcast.
Even though you love lo
Even
mein.
though I love lo mein. And you know, they should make a.
We get sillier every time. Even though you love lo mein. Well, it would be great to have a lo mein theater.
Ow, I'm gonna stab myself in the eye.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's good.
Now that's good. But what isn't good?
The lo mein.
The low main of this picture. And I cannot stress enough.
No, just say it.
I'm sorry.
Say it.
Oh, we already said it. The creature just doesn't do it for me.
No.
Just, instantly not. It's not very iconic or anything.
No.
It just kind of you're like,
Yeah.
and no changes. It just is kind of that the whole movie, and you're like, okay.
Sometimes a movie that is either so good or so bad that it gives you like a reset.
Yeah.
And I think Oddity
Yes.
was so awesome.
You're like, ooh.
And like so just like very pure. It's like, hey, there's like 2 rooms at this movie.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the only rooms
Yeah,
we got.
we got
I
'em.
hope you like these rooms. But the mask in that is so fucking
yeah,
scary.
it's like, ooh.
And there's like one of the big shots in Oddity is like them slowly getting closer to the mask, and you're just like, oh god, I'm so fucking scared.
Yeah, I
that
don't
mask
like that.
is so scary.
Get it out of here.
And this is like, well, that lady's not scary.
Not at all.
It's a lady with a coat.
And they take her glasses off, and you're like, she's really not scary.
It's just a regular lady.
Regularly, and then she gets, big spoilers, just stabbed and dies. And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, that's it.
Yeah, she's just dead.
I also didn't really like how, like, so I mean, I'm fine with them wearing noise-canceling headphones.
Yes.
That makes total sense.
That was fine.
But
Yeah.
then they, like, ditch those, and the main lady's just kind of, like, covering her ears. I'm like, if it's that easy, then what?
Yeah,
It just
just
felt
do that.
goofy. Like, I was like, huh? And she was, like, barely, like, half. I was like, this is so clumsy. It just didn't it didn't seem like blocked or anything. It just felt like really weird.
Yeah.
Especially when there's such good composed stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
It just was like, I don't know, it felt very clumsy, the ending. I was like,
Definitely felt like, it felt like there were lots of parts of the lore or whatever that were abandoned.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if the loop happens when you hear the thing, it probably happens when you hear a little bit of the thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't.
I don't.
Maybe there's like it's gotta be within 10 feet and the decibels.
The decibels.
But yeah, it was definitely, she was covering her ears and she was like listening to a song.
Yeah, it just was
Like,
weird.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
I just don't know if that counts.
Like cheating, just like.
Yeah, we just cheated. You know what else is not that great?
Tell me.
At the end, it sort of begins to be an action movie,
Yeah.
but just like not a thrilling action movie.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like, you know me. I love an action movie.
Uh-huh.
I've been watching so many action movies recently. I've really felt like this is what the movies are all about.
It's true.
Is an action movie, because it's very simple. It's just things moving around. Things explode, people shoot stuff, people jump. That's the purest form of cinema.
That's it.
Action movies. But it's not like people are shooting and you're kind of like, okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Which is tough.
Yeah.
Because there are a few things I love more than someone shooting at someone else.
Yes.
But like no one ever really feels like they're in danger.
Yeah, it feels very.
Even when someone gets killed, you're like, okay, I guess he got killed or whatever.
Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's dead. I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows?
But they're like shooting at each other, and they've got like big guns. Even the gun that Dan Stevens has is cool looking.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
It's like, that's also one of like the important parts of making a good action movie. Is like someone holds a cool looking gun.
Yeah.
And they're like, but it's, no one ever feels like they're about to get hit.
Mm-mm.
And if they do, if someone gets hurt, you go, okay.
Yeah.
Like the monster gets killed, and it's like, okay, well, I guess she's dead.
Yeah, that's that.
They got that out of the way.
It's just always strange when that happens, when like the big thing is just solved and then there's more movie and you're like, but wasn't that the... Like, I would have much rather she gets out of the wherever they were, library, whatever, and then the creature is just crushed, and then maybe the creature comes back and kills the dudes or something. Like, it just felt so, I don't know, it felt weird. It was like, why are we still here?
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
Another bad thing. The movie is set up like a mystery. And then it doesn't really solve it.
Yeah.
Or it sort of does, but the solution is not very satisfying.
Yeah, you're just like, all right.
Like, so the mystery is like, what is this thing? Why is there looping?
Yeah, why? Cucukoo.
I mean, some of it is just like stuff that is because it's weird. It's like, why is the main character impervious
Yeah.
to violence?
This is just like, all right.
How could she get thrown off a fucking mountain and survive?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't know, man.
But the first two they explain. Well, it's just a monster. It's a monster lady. She's an alien or something.
Yeah.
And it's like a cuckoo because it lays its eggs into other women.
Yeah.
Human women. And the looping is because her scream causes you to go into a trance and then something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not set up like a murder mystery or anything, but it's set up like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like almost like a fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie where it's like, this world is so weird. Whatever they tell me better explain this world.
Yeah.
And, in old, it's like, well, the beach makes you old. Mm-hmm. That's the explanation.
That's it.
That's why they're getting old. And, even though that's a dumb explanation, they, pulls it off. But this one is like, none of the things that they reveal are like, ooh. I was never like, oh, ooh. I was like,
All right. Yeah.
I guess
Sure.
it's a alien
Yep.
who screams trance screams.
Transcrete.
And it makes you loop.
And you go, all right, I just looped.
Yeah.
Man, I just looped
just
again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Just looped myself.
But what if you've got a loop scream,
Yeah.
how can you get out of the loop scream?
I don't know why. Why not just scream constantly? Loop everybody forever and then just do whatever you want.
And then you can do the killing or whatever, you could. But there's a lot of people who like get out of the scream pretty easily.
Yeah, it was not a great idea. Maybe
Yeah.
for a short, like we were saying, sure, oh, it's interesting, but
Oh, what's this loop?
nothing
Cool.
that like you go into and try to, and it felt so loosely. Oh, the cuckoo lays the. It's just like why? That's why the movie's called.
Cuckoo is a great name for a
It
movie.
is a
though.
great name for a
To
movie.
be clear, I should have said that in the Beef Lamb Euro. Cuckoo is a great name for
Yeah,
a
you're like,
movie.
ooh.
For a scary movie. It's like got a feel
Yeah.
and it's like wow, this is crazy, but also like, oh, what else does it mean? And
Yeah.
and but
Just didn't quite hit.
maybe a better title, actually definitely 100% a better title than a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and a 100% a better trailer than a movie.
Yes. This is one of the like biggest drops from trailer to movie.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
There was a movie I don't remember, it might have been Indonesian or something. And it was like I think it was called Tears of the Black Tiger
Whoa.
or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like this really stylized kind of Technicolor-esque Western
Oh.
that they played the trailer for at the Belcourt a million times, like, whatever, 15 years ago. Who knows?
Yeah,
A long time ago. And I remember seeing the trailer and be like, this is going to be the best movie I will ever fucking see. Because there's, like, cool music. There's, like, guns dripping with rainwater.
Whoa.
There's, like, people with, like, really bright outfits and, like, cool hats and, like, all of their... It's like a Western, but what if the Western was really, like, bright and shiny? And all of it, like, the trailer's just fucking incredible.
Whoa.
And then the movie is like, oh, okay, well,
All right.
this isn't a good movie, is it?
Yeah, that sucks.
This isn't
I
a
hate
good
when that
movie.
happens.
Which
You're
is
like,
too bad, because, like, literally, it would be perfect for, like, a trailer festival.
Yeah,
If you have
yeah.
a trailer festival, and you play Cuckoo, and you play Tears of the Black... Is it Tears of the Black Tiger? I think it
Something
might be
like
called
that.
Tears of the Black. You play that, people be like, wow, that trailer fucking rules.
Hell yeah, dude.
You play the Pieces trailer.
Ugh.
You
I
see
wish.
the Pieces trailer?
No.
It's really good.
I wish I could remember. I know there's been many trailers where I'm like, that looks amazing, and then I go see it and I go, oh,
Yeah.
quite.
Hey, tweet at us. What are the worst drop-offs from trailer quality to quality of a movie?
It's a good idea.
It really, and what are the, also, if you want to also say this, what's the movie where the trailer looked awesome and then the movie was actually awesome?
Yeah, that's
Very
a nice
rare.
surprise.
Now, if it's a movie like Alien Romulus, which I think will be good and might actually be good,
Please.
whatever. But like a movie that you don't really know much about.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the Upgrade trailer. Mm-hmm. Be like, well, this is going to be the best movie that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And then I saw the movie and I was like, yeah, that was it. That truly was the best movie I've ever seen.
Dang.
Huh? Who knew?
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Oddity, I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And then I saw it and I went, whoa, that was great.
Yeah, that one is like, whoop,
Whoop. Yeah. Whoop.
whoop, whoop.
And,
What are movies that are like, beep, beep?
there's also trailers that are like beep beep, where it's literally the exact movie.
Exact same, yes.
You're like, okay, that's I
Old
saw the
school.
movie. Yeah,
It's good.
it's good.
It's funny.
They did it. They succeeded.
Do you have anything else to say about this movie?
Nah. It
Yeah.
was fine. I'll never watch it again.
I'm glad I didn't see it a week ago. I'm glad I only saw it like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It would be lost.
Yeah, I'm surprised I held on to as much as I did.
Lost to time. Completely lost to time.
Yeah, it just didn't quite do it for me.
It didn't do it for
Do
me.
it, but it good attempt, and I mean honestly, it's amazing you got a movie made, and
Yeah,
hey,
great
good
job.
on you. I would
In Germany, too?
be proud
Awesome.
of yourself. I didn't really like it, but who am I? You know?
I don't like a lot of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, lots of
cares?
really, really popular shit that I do not like.
it's
so.
fine.
And lots of really, really popular shit that I do like.
Exactly. It just all depends.
But you know what? Next week, now we're not closing the show, but I just want to say,
Yeah.
next week is Alien Romulus.
Yeah. I mean, it will be our last pod, but
This one is.
No, this, yeah.
I want you to know
Yeah.
that next week is Alien Romulus. We will not be covering.
We will. Yeah. This is the last.
We're not watching it.
Amazing. Leading up to a movie we've been talking about excitement. The
Sounds
whole
great. We're not going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about, I don't know. What's a bad movie that we could talk about?
Twisters.
Twisters.
I never saw it. Was it good?
I really thought it sucked. Which is surprising because basically everybody else on Earth was like, this is exactly why we go to the movies.
Yeah.
This is fun. And I love the theory of that movie.
Yeah, sure.
I think the first one is fine.
Yeah.
Pretty good and fun. And if it was that movie again, I'd be like, wow, that was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just I didn't really like anybody and I wasn't scared.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
That's the whole point.
The first one, some of those twisters, I was like, oh, God, that's legitimately creepy.
I mean, just really solid sound design where, like, they're in a pool holding on to pipes and you're like, oh, shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't... now,
Yeah.
once again, with all due respect to the people who do love it.
Now 4DX.
I've heard it's good in 40X.
Yeah, there you go.
If they... Maybe I'll do it in 40X
That would be.
and see if it works.
I don't know. After I got burned so bad with
Oh, yeah.
Jurassic World 3, I was like, I don't know if I can ever see another movie like this. Like, it's really aggressive sometimes.
It's violent.
You're like, good Lord. And I love roller coasters, but
Can't
that
only
shit-
talk about Twisters.
No.
And what was the other?
Cucukoo.
Cucukoo. Yeah, Cucukoo. We can't only talk about Cucukoo. We got to talk about the other movies we watched this week,
Mm-hmm.
which brings us to a segment called Pan Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play that thing on.
Ding 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 ding. It's time for the Pan Express. Ding ding, because we got some things expressed. Ding ding about the things we watched. Ding ding this week. Dun 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 dun. What I wanted to do was have the scream start during that, and I just keep looping.
Oh,
Because we got some things expressed. Because we got some things expressed. It's like, what? But that would be too much. Post-production.
I don't know how to.
That's
What, you
too
got to
much.
drag and drop? No
Drag
thanks.
and drop. Get
I will not be dragging and dropping.
No way.
I don't know how to do it.
Sorry. Ain't gonna happen. Don't
You have
care.
to drag it? Jesus Christ.
Hey, sometimes you gotta drag stuff, but not today. And I'm not.
Sometimes you got to drag stuff across concrete.
Sometimes you drag your feet. Sometimes you go out of town and forget to upload not one, but two episodes of the pod to YouTube.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
It really does.
You know what you watched this week?
I did, and I'll
Tell me.
never forget it.
Tell me.
I was
tell me all about it, please.
introduced to a movie that I'd always known about and never seen
Okay.
that looked pretty bad. And I was like, how the hell did they get that made? I watched the one and only White Chicks by the Wayans brothers.
Oh, yes.
That movie is insane.
Does it have any value?
I was definitely laughing and just like amazed by it as a cultural artifact, but I don't know if it's got any value. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, this is deranged because they just look insane. Like,
I've never seen it.
yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer and being very confused because there's like a bit in there's like a great Saturday Night Live bit with Eddie Murphy where he gets made up as a white guy
Oh.
and like
Yes.
everybody's really nice to him and stuff. There's like this one bit where he's at like a newspaper store and he's like looking at it and the clerk is just like, just take it.
Just take it. That's
It's
great.
really good.
That's really nice.
And then, is that what White Chicks is? Are Okay, are they black guys playing white
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
no. They're not supposed to be white women. They are black men undercover as
Yes.
Okay, I thought you
Got
were
it,
saying,
okay.
did they just cast 2 black guys to play white
women? No, I mean that would be even better, honestly.
Yeah,
mean-
no explanation. They just look like they do, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, probably a 10 times better movie.
Pretty scary. I mean, now if that was how the cuckoo lady looked, I'd be pretty scared.
Whoa,
Like,
yeah.
"Holy, what the fuck?
Truly. I mean, she just looks like a lady,
Yeah, so she's just like, hey, what's up?
like just kind of a regular, attractive German lady.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
Oh no, a hot German lady's
Oh
following me. Oh
no,
fuck.
we gotta go.
She's going.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm about to loop.
Tell me more. What happens in this movie? What's
It's
the plot of this movie?
insane. They go undercover. I don't really... There's some vague evil plot that they're trying to solve while also
Drugs?
pretending... I don't even remember, to be honest. It was so, like, not important.
Yep.
And, like, there's just lots of bits. There's, like, a big black dude. What did he used to do? Did he do... He wasn't the Old Spice guy. Maybe
Oh.
Terry Crews. That's who.
Oh, yeah. Terry Crews rules.
He did some commercial ads. I don't remember what they were, but
I feel like he must have done an Old Spice,
something
right?
where his man chest boob things are like bouncing. I remember that, and I was like, "Whoa, that's intense." And he's trying to hit on one of them, and they're like,
Classic.
"Boy, you better step off." And then he's like, "Ooh, I like a lady with the, like." It doesn't really.
Oh,
It's very
yes.
interesting.
I love this bit.
But they just look insane. And then at one point they're, well, I don't know. Do you want me to spoil it?
Yes.
They have their face. One of them has their face ripped off, and it's just a black man's face with white ears, and then woman's body, and you're like, oh.
Do they go into the women's locker room and there's naked ladies?
I don't remember actually. I don't think.
Why
so.
not?
I know. When are we gonna have fun again? There is hijinks where they have to like try to rush and get redressed or.
Okay.
Someone finds their faces at some point. Lots.
That's the whole point of putting on makeup as a woman is then you just sneak into the ladies' locker room
Hey.
and just stand around fully clothed.
Yeah.
Hey,
Come
nice.
on in, and you're like, nah,
Nice.
I'm good.
Hey, wow.
There's-
Taking a shower, huh?
She tackles somebody one time because they steal her purse. She
Oh, that's
chases
good.
him down and he's like, "Whoa,
But
lady!"
that's not the kind of thing that a white woman would do.
Sometimes they completely break where you're like, and then they're around these other girls, their friends, and they do stuff where they clearly give themselves away, but it's all for the sake of comedy.
Yeah. You know what I watched?
What'd you watch?
I watched the Steven Seagal directed film
Yes.
On Deadly Ground,
Oh gosh, how was it?
co-starring Joan Chen
Ooh.
as an Eskimo, or Inuit, I guess. But at that time, they called her an Eskimo.
Ooh.
And it was pretty fucking awesome.
Really?
I'm genuinely pretty awesome.
Interesting.
It was in, I think, Alaska or somewhere
Something.
Alaska-ish.
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful.
Whoa.
Millions of beautiful things.
Interesting.
The action was very spare. Mm-hmm. Like there's no long action sequence. Well, there's
Yeah.
long action sequences, but there's no long fights.
Interesting.
Seagal destroys everyone with like 3 or 4
Really?
different punches. Yeah, it's one of those movies where
love
they just
it.
from the very beginning there's like this guy's unstoppable. And he is.
I love
And there's no moment like halfway through where he meets someone who's like much stronger than
Really?
him. No. It's cool. I mean, it's
love
cool.
it. It's
But
unstoppable.
like the way he destroys people is
I
awesome.
love it.
There's like a guy who comes at him with a knife, and like he like slaps the bottom of the guy's hand
Oh
and
my
then stabs
God.
himself in
Oh
the
my
eye.
God.
And he turns him around and smashes him into a wall so it goes through his head. It's fucking awesome.
I want a Halloween style horror movie where it's just,
Yeah.
but it's just Steven Seagal killing everybody he sees.
Sounds
That'd be
great.
amazing. Yeah.
It's just a surprisingly good movie.
Well, interesting.
Who knew? Music is by Basil Palladouros,
Whoa,
who did like
Palladouros.
RoboCop and Conan
What?
and other stuff like that.
Insane.
Just kicks ass.
That's so cool.
I was incredibly surprised. because
Awesome.
like I just read a book about action movies, and they're kind of like, this one's interesting.
Whoa.
It was essentially the review.
Interesting.
This one's this is a lot.
This is
And
a
it is. It absolutely is a lot. But I just
like
had a great
that.
time.
I remember as a kid thinking he was so cool beating up people, but I haven't
is.
seen one in a long time.
Now, it's interesting because he's like simultaneously cool and not cool.
Yeah.
He's just like a really weird, odd man.
Very odd.
Who's often playing. He's supposed to be playing real humans, but he does not like speak or
Emote
act like
or
a real
anything.
human.
Yeah.
It's really
I was
interesting.
thinking about that, like the way he like whisper talks everything.
Yeah.
And just
Hey man, how's it going?
I need to know his story. How did he get into movies? How did it all pan out?
You know, he actually was a martial artist, or at least.
Okay.
Now, the one of the problems with his story is
Oh.
that he's well known as a liar.
Oh wow.
Like, apparently he often just, like, makes up stuff about his life and stuff he did.
Wow.
So who the fuck really knows? But apparently he was a martial artist
Whoa.
and somehow he started doing movies or whatever.
Okay.
One of the great things about the movie is it's basically the bad guys are evil oil people.
Okay.
And the good guy is a guy who Seagal is a guy who used to work for the oil company, but he finds out that they are sabotaging their own stuff.
Oh wow.
And like causing spills.
Oh dang.
Not because they want to spoiler alert. But they're sabotaging their own stuff. But so like it's just like the bad guy is a purely bad guy.
Yeah, just a bad.
And
dude.
played by Michael Caine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And so he's just like an evil oil guy, but also it's Caine, so he's just like being really funny and interesting
yeah.
and evil and weird. It's just, I really had a great time.
I'll have to check it out.
Strangely, I really had a great time. Next week, we're watching Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez.
I'm so excited, dude.
I can't fucking wait.
Please be good. Please.
I mean, I can't fucking wait. Tweet at us at FoodCourtcast if you're like, hey, don't watch Alien Romulus, watch this movie. Tweet at us about that.
Yes.
Hit us up on Instagram. Say, you are stupid and ugly.
Yes, please. We need.
And we
to
don't
know
care
that.
as long as it's a comment.
No, we accept it. Whatever you say, it has.
We
been
look
said.
weird. It's fine.
Fine.
We have to accept that.
As long as you also acknowledge
Yeah.
your own appearance.
Yeah, just say, me too.
Me too.
I'm ugly too.
The Me Too movement. This is the new Me Too movement.
This is the new me
We
too.
are all
Is
kind of ugly.
everybody's really ugly. It's going to be hard to take over that hashtag
Yeah,
without trouble, but we're going to do our
We're gonna
best.
start. Well, it'll be a slow roll.
Yeah.
Slowly.
I'm ugly too. People be like, what the fuck is this? Tweet at us. Give us 5 stars. Write us a review. Do all the things. Listen to us on your favorite podcast
Yes.
app every week.
Yes.
On behalf of Mampy, I am Sean. Mampy's Mampy Hikes. I'm Sean Parrott saying to you, bon appetit.